You know you need support, Mama, but what if you have no idea where to find it? Have you ever looked around and wondered why motherhood feels so lonely? Do you feel like everyone else has people checking in on them while you're struggling to make it through the day by yourself? And what if the support system you desperately need is closer than you think? In this episode, we're talking about one of the biggest lies postpartum depression tells us, that we have to get through it alone. I'm sharing why community matters so much for postpartum mental health, the qualities to look for in a support system, and one place you can join immediately to find encouragement, validation, and hope for moms who truly understand what you're going through. Do you want practical steps to rein in the overwhelm and start feeling like yourself again, but struggle with feeling hopeless, unsupported, and misunderstood? If so, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Stephanie, wife, mom of 4, and a 2-time acute postpartum depression survivor. I learned the secrets of how to overcome the feeling of drowning and fully thrive as a new mom through life-giving hope and support. If you're ready for validation, encouragement, and those easy practical tips, then take a deep breath in, exhale, and we'll take the first steps together. Here we go. Did you know that I have a free community of mamas just like you? New moms who are struggling to survive, much less thrive, and are looking for hope, encouragement, and validation? We share life together. There's a short weekly devotion, encouraging quotes, and so much more. There are even chances to win free coffee and prizes. Come join us at bit.ly/PPD support group. One of the most painful parts of my postpartum depression journey wasn't actually the depression itself. It was the loneliness. Because postpartum depression has a way of making you feel like you're trapped behind a glass wall. You can see other people going about their lives, you can see moms posting smiling pictures with their babies, and you can hear conversations happening all around you. And yet somehow you still feel completely alone. I remember sitting in our apartment after my daughter was born, desperately wishing someone would climb inside my brain for 5 minutes and understand what I was carrying. I didn't just need somebody to hold the baby. I needed someone to tell me that I wasn't losing my mind. I needed someone to say, I've been there. I needed someone to tell me that the terrifying thoughts, the overwhelming anxiety, and the crushing sadness didn't make me a bad mother. But because we were thousands of miles away from family, support looked very different than I had imagined. There were no grandparents dropping off meals, though plenty of friends stopped by. There were no church ladies showing up at my door. Most days, it was just me, my husband, and the exhausting silence that postpartum depression creates. To be fair, we did have a meal train from our friends who were more like family at the time, and many agreed to sit with me in those 2 weeks when my medication started to work. If I'm being honest, even when people did ask how I was doing, I often didn't know how to answer, because saying I'm tired felt easier than saying I'm afraid. Saying we're adjusting felt easier than saying I don't feel like myself anymore. The truth is, I didn't just need support. I needed the right kind of support. I needed people who understood that postpartum mental health struggles are about so much more than sleep deprivation. And looking back now, one of the biggest lessons I learned is this. Healing happens faster when you stop trying to carry everything by yourself. One of the biggest predictors of how a mom navigates postpartum depression isn't whether she's strong enough, it's whether she has support. Not perfect support, not dozens of people, just people who understand, listen, encourage, and remind her that she is not alone. So today, Mama, I want to talk about what a healthy postpartum support system actually looks like, and how you can find one right now. 1. A good support system gives you validation, not judgment. When you're struggling postpartum, the last thing you need is someone minimizing your pain. You don't need to hear, enjoy every moment, oh, well, at least baby is healthy, or other moms do this all the time. You need people who are willing to sit in the hard moments with you, people who listen before they offer advice, people who make you feel understood instead of ashamed. Maybe you've opened up to someone before and it felt dismissed. Maybe they told you to pray more, sleep more, or simply think positively. That's one of my personal favorites. And because of that, you stop sharing altogether. But the right support system feels different. It creates safety. As you look for support, ask yourself these questions. Can I be honest in this space? Do I feel encouraged after I leave? And can I share my struggles without fear of judgment? The right community won't expect perfection from you. It will remind you that you're human. Second, a good support system offers practical help, not just good intentions. Sometimes support is emotional. Sometimes it's practical, and postpartum moms need both. Support may look like someone checking in with a text, a friend dropping off dinner, a spouse taking the baby so you can nap, a doctor helping you create a treatment plan, or a group of moms reminding you that you're not alone. Too often, moms wait until they're completely overwhelmed before accepting help. But support works best when we allow people in early. Think about how many times you've answered, "Let me know if you need anything," with, "Oh, thanks, we're okay." Meanwhile, you haven't showered in 2 days and can barely remember the last time you sat down. Asking for help doesn't mean you're incapable. It means you're wise enough to recognize that motherhood was never meant to be done alone. So this week, practice saying yes. Yes to the meal train. Yes to childcare. Yes to the grocery delivery. Yes to someone bringing you your large McDonald's iced coffee. Oh, that's just me. And yes to someone folding your laundry while you hold the baby. Support doesn't make you weak, mama. It makes you supported. Number 3, a good support system gives you hope. One of the hardest parts of postpartum depression is that it convinces you that your current reality is permanent. It whispers, "This is just who you are now. You'll never feel normal again. Nobody understands." That's why it matters to surround yourself with people who can remind you that healing is possible. Because on the days when you can't find hope for yourself, you need someone else to hold on to it for you. One of the reasons I created my Facebook group is because I never want another mom to feel as isolated as I did. I know what it feels like to wonder whether anyone has ever experienced the thoughts you're having. I know what it feels like to desperately search for someone who understands. And I also know how powerful it can be to hear another mom say, "Me too." If you're looking for a place to start, I want to personally invite you to join our private Facebook community. Inside the group, you'll find moms who understand what postpartum depression and anxiety really feel like, weekly encouragement and devotionals, honest conversations about the hard parts of motherhood, practical tips and resources, encouraging quotes and giveaways, and a safe place to ask questions and feel less alone. Most importantly, you'll find people who understand that healing is rarely a straight line and who will cheer you on every step of the way. You can join us today at bit.ly/PPD support group. So let's recap. A healthy support system, whether that's mine or someone else's, validates your struggles instead of minimizing them, offers practical help when life feels overwhelming, reminds you that healing is possible, gives you a safe place to be honest, helps you carry hope when you're too exhausted to hold it yourself. Because motherhood is never designed to be a solo journey. If postpartum depression or anxiety has convinced you that nobody understands what you're going through, please know this. There are women sitting in dark nurseries at 2 a.m. wondering the same things you are. There are moms silently battling intrusive thoughts. There are women trying to smile through the exhaustion while secretly wondering if they'll ever feel like themselves again. And there are women who have walked through the darkness and come out on the other side. You do not have to earn support. You do not have to wait until things get worse. And you certainly do not have to carry all of this by yourself. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is raise your hand and say, "I need people." And if that's where you are today, we would love to welcome you into our community. There is hope, Mama, and I am living proof of that. One more time, our Facebook group can be found and joined at bit.ly/PPD support group. Don't forget to put in your email address so that I'll let you in, but I promise no spam from me ever. If this episode is triggering for you and you feel you need additional help to process your thoughts or feelings, please call or text the Postpartum Support International Hotline at 1-800-944-4773 or visit them online at postpartum.net. You've got this, Mama.
Hi, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of my mom's show.
If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a mom friend who may be struggling to feel like herself and is in need of some encouragement today?
Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It blesses my mom's heart to know this podcast is helping you.
Okay, time to go change a diaper and do the school run. I'll meet you back in a few days for another episode.
Take care.